that is our pick'em for this week, presented by Find the Good Brand, helping you through the bad days, rainy days, ups and downs, whatever else that stands between you and a smile on your face. Go to findthegoodbrandapparel.com, use promo code BENCH, and you will get 10% off your order. All 10% of the proceeds, 10% of all proceeds from Find the Good Brand go to Mental Health America. So if you're somebody that's either dealt with mental health yourself or know somebody that's dealt with it, lost somebody to it, unfortunately, go check out Find the Good Brand. Get yourself a hoodie, get yourself a hat, and go and rock that out. Play, player, and bench warmer of the week. I'm going to look and see what's the order that we have it listed here. So we're starting with play. I have my play pulled up, so I'll go ahead and I already said it. The horse is prepared for battle, but my faith is in the Lord. And I don't know if there was more faith in the Lord than this play right here. So I believe it's going to start about midway through where he's going over the top, and then it'll show the full thing. Takes a really good shot from Cam Hayward as he's going in. Don't know how he was able to get out of the pocket. Obviously, the snow. This is his first time playing in the snow.
Helmet falls apart. Yeah, it's a whole
yikes.
On 2-point conversion, he makes sure and gets it in. Oh, it was great. Jameis Winston, prime Jameis Winston, man. It was so funny because he had a visor on and they took it off and he was doing it himself on the sideline, which made it even funnier. And Jameis is just a treat to mankind. I'll tell you what.
No, he is. There was nothing better than watching him play in the snow. It was like watching a kid play football in the snow for the first time. It just brought back a whole bunch of memories from times where we've done that. And obviously it was a cool moment for him. It wasn't expected because we both picked them to lose and both, I think, picked Jameis to have one of the worst weekends of the entire season. Go ahead and talk about yours because I got it pulled up on the screen, but I'll let you.
I didn't pick a player. Before you play the video, I didn't pick a player. I didn't pick a crazy play. I picked something on the sideline that hits home to heart. Obviously, I'm in charge of 19 helmets every single week during the summer. That's something that I have to look over. Helmets, shafts. Pause on that, but actual shafts, yes, and look over these things throughout the season, and that I take care of each of them, and I have to make sure that my players are all prepared for that throughout the summer in the PLL. And seeing this video, oh man, it brought so much warmth to my heart because I have had so many kids try to take things out of my hands. I've had kids try to take the hat off my head while I'm standing there waiting to go on the field with the team. I've had this, that, and the other thing. And this Cal equipment manager, I don't know his name. I'm sorry. I don't want to butcher it, but he just watch the play. It is something to behold because he lays, for those listeners out there, he lays this dude out that tries to sneak on the field and take the Cal football helmet. It is unbelievable. The closing speed to get to the 20. And just bowling his ass on the floor, on the ground, and his buddy and his other equipment manager picks the helmet up. Oh, beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. My work group chat and I had a field day laughing our asses off at this because we were like, damn, I know we all would have done the same exact thing if someone took one of our players' shit. So it was it was warming to the heart that I got to see that because as someone that takes care of the helmets all summer long and seeing that happen, I was like, fuck yeah, lighting that dude's ass up.
Go get his ass.
The closing speed and the body slam. Oh, beautiful. Absolutely.
I've been seeing a couple different things like, this guy wrestled in high school because of that suplex. That was a 5-point throw.
Unbelievable.
That was a solid little joint there.
And you don't have to pull this club up, but they also they show that they honored the equipment manager in the team meeting with the whole football team there, and they showed the video. The whole team hyped him up, and it was so amazing to see. I love things like that.
Yeah. Well, the guy that got body slammed by the Cal equipment manager is definitely a bench warmer of the week. But who do you have for your bench warmer of the week that you brought in?
Indiana, Texas A&M, Colorado, Alabama, BYU, and a team I try to talk about every single week about getting a playoff, but didn't work. Army. Your national championship hopes / your playoff hopes are playoff real chance hopes are on life support. Horrible losses this past week by each of those teams. Horrible loss. Texas A&M, you can basically write them off. Colorado, it's such a small slimmer of hope chance. Indiana probably are going to be in the playoff, but it's going to be a rough sledding for them. BYU, you have to pray and hope that you win your conference. And Army, congrats on the undefeated run until you face.
Still looking forward to the Army-Navy game next weekend.
Still going to be a great game, but man, it sucked seeing that they get their ass handed to them. So unfortunately, bench warmer of the week, all those teams, your chances are dead.
And my bench warmer of the week this week is basically me again. But Ohio State haters, specifically Ryan Day haters, because that was a big game, and everything that we've been saying about Ryan Day is that he doesn't win in big games. And not only did they win, they handled business. Will Howard got to do the little Google me, saying Google me after everything that he said. I get it. There was bulletin board material, and these are college kids. You got to find something to get yourself up for the game, and they handled the business the way that they needed to. So haters of Ohio State, at least for this week, I know that there's a lot of you in that state up north, and I'm hoping that you get a lot of bulletin board material and a lot of firing power after this weekend. But I definitely got to be put in check because they're a good team. They're a damn good team. They will beat a lot of other teams in this playoff format once we get there. So Ohio State haters are my bench warmer of the week.
Don't hate that. Don't hate that.
Lastly, we have player of the week. Player of the week. I'm going to give it to Devin Neal. 41 touches, 287 yards, 4 touchdowns. That was between rushing and passing. His senior day game from at Arrowhead and his last time playing at home for the University of Kansas went out with a bang. And I will say, because we didn't talk about this initially too, great performance by him. Almost a catastrophic scene. Like, he's probably just as happy that Shedeur Sanders isn't laid up in a hospital in traction right now with that dirty ass hit. That was the worst play. That kid should have been taken off the field, not allowed to play for the remainder of the season. That was one of the dirtiest, cheapest shots, and on a quarterback, no less. And for not to even be a flag on that play was ridiculous. But Neal, his performance was definitely the talking point that we needed to bring up. So he's my player of the week.
Player of the week, I'll add to the sentiment of stroking running back's ego, because I think the running game we thought was going away. We really did. We saw Mahomes, we saw Allen, we saw all these high-powered offenses with strong-arm quarterbacks. People were like, "Oh, running game is out of the way." Because why would you run for 2 yards and exert all this effort when you can just throw the ball 2 yards down the field and do the exact same play? Well, the running back wave is just different. It's absolutely different. And I think you can go to college level with JT, Devin Neal, obviously, Judkins. You go down a list of college running backs. The wave of NFL running backs is an all-time high, too, with, like we said, Derrick Henry, Christian McCaffrey, Devon A-Chain and company. Well, the best running back in football. And frankly, I'll stand on top of the chair and call him the MVP. Saquon Barkley, 255 rushing yards, 2 touchdowns. By the way, both those touchdowns, Jimmy, 50-plus yard runs.
Yeah.
50-plus yard runs. And on top of that, 47 receiving yards. That totals for over 50 points in fantasy. I'm sorry, if you are in a playoff race and you face Saquon Barkley, or if you have Saquon Barkley, good for you in this fantasy football playoff race. Like, that make or break your season right there is all I'm going to say. People are going to write stories about this Saquon Barkley week 12? Week 12 run, like, in terms of either A, screwing you for last place, or B, going on a championship run. That's something you will never forget. And Saquon Barkley is one of the most dynamic players in football. And like I said, I think he has a very, very strong case to be the most valuable player in all football this year. And he has done a fantastic job running the rock.
He had a great performance. He's had a couple of great performances. He was our thumbnail a few weeks ago with that backwards hurdle. So I don't think that he's slowing down. Hopefully he has a great remainder of the season. It would be cool to see 2 2,000-yard rushers in the same season. I know that the 17-week schedule makes everybody like to talk about those records as not meaning much. There's still only like less than 10 people who have ever hit 2,000 yards. Nobody's hit 2,000 yards twice in their career. And Derrick Henry, if he gets there, that would be on him. So running backs definitely in the middle of a resurgence. That is going to do it for episode 208